Well, hello guys. Welcome to our first bad ending for our sweet baby brother. The craziness is not quite over yet. I don't know what we're going to get into here with these bad endings, but we're going to find out together. Before we get to our first bad ending, there is a scene variation apparently that we can see. So I'm going to look at that first and then we'll go to our bad ending. So the question Gretel just asked us is, do we have a problem living here together? Last time I said no. But this time, I'm gonna say yes. And actually, before I forget, I'm gonna be smart. Not too smart, but I'm gonna be somewhat smart. And put that on right now so I know what I've seen before. My rage started to boil over. Evidently, his ongoing mistreatment of me had caused some resentment to build up. Yes, I do! I can't live with someone who would do this to me! Gretel's expression was unreadable. It wasn't clear to me how my statement made him feel. He averted his gaze for a moment, then muttered to himself.
I see.
He rose to his feet. Gretel? Then he dropped the other end of the ribbon. Gretel, thank you. I was so relieved to see it.
In that case, I'm leaving. Farewell, sister.
What? A split second later, he turned on his heel and walked straight out of the cabin. Gretel! I leapt up from the bed, but it was too late. Gretel! Gretel! I shouted through the door after him, but the only response was the click of the lock sliding into place. Gretel! Hastily, I ran to the window, only to catch sight of Gretel disappearing into the forest. Dang. My mind started to whir. Did he really just leave? Or is he messing with me again? Either way, I can't just sit here. If I'm going after him, then I need to get out of these constraints. I wiggled around until my fingers managed to grab hold of one end of the ribbon. Then I pressed it against the wall, using the surface as friction to pull it loose. Sure enough, the shoelace knot swiftly came undone. But my hands were still tied. The knot at the center hadn't budged. Another knot. I knew it. I had paid careful attention to Gretel's hand movements when he tied it, so I had seen this coming. Next, I walked to the wood-burning stove and twisted my body until I opened the glass window. Gazing at the scarlet flames, I turned around. Oh boy. Then I twisted my body once more, bringing my wrist close to the flame. Just then, I heard the sound of something unlocking and fell still. His face, like, whoa! Gretel?
What are you doing?
Gretel stormed over to me and yanked me away from the fire.
I knew my intuition was warning me for a reason.
Seizing both my shoulders, he turned me to face him. That hurts!
Now you're worried about pain. You nearly burned yourself!
As he shouted, he ran a hand through his hair in frustration. Furrowing his brow, he glared at me.
I've never wanted to punch something more than I do right now.
Because of me?
No! Because I was an idiot and left you here alone!
Not that I wanted him to punch anything, but I was relieved to know he didn't blame me for this. Yay! It felt like proof that he genuinely had my best interests at heart. Yay! Then he pulled some star candies out of his pocket and popped them into his mouth. Oh no, he stressed them out.
Are you hurt?
He seemed calmer now. I could no longer sense anger in his voice. Interesting, we could have got a little bit of a hint of that earlier. No, I'm okay.
Show me.
Okay. I turned around so he could see.
You do appear to be unharmed.
He touched my wrists. Like I said, I wouldn't lie to you. I smirked at him.
You lie to me all the time.
Oh? Is it that obvious?
Extremely. Truth be told, I know you could probably escape if you really wanted to. You do whatever it takes to achieve your goals, even if it means you get hurt. But normal people wouldn't think to burn off their restraints with fire.
Well, I was in a hurry. I wanted to go after you.
Did it never occur to you that perhaps I was just messing with you?
I couldn't take that risk.
Without me, there'd be no one around to take care of you, I suppose.
Pretty much. I laughed. Not that the situation was really that funny. More of a dry, sarcastic laugh, if you catch my drift. Gretel fell silent. He stared at the floor for a while before speaking again.
Given how clever you are, I imagine you've already started to piece together exactly where we are.
His voice was quiet. A summer home somewhere? He didn't answer, so I kept talking. We can't keep doing this forever, Gretel. You know that, right? If the rest of the family finds out we ran away from home and stopped going to school, they're going to come looking for us.
No, they won't.
He shot back coldly.
Those people have abandoned us.
Abandoned us? Hold on just a sec. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I do have it as... Okay. Usually it would show up right around here, but it's not, so I'll assume.
Yeah, I said it.
I paused to think. Was it possible? Could they have actually abandoned us? Huh, so it treated that as a different choice, but this is actually... Maybe it's worded slightly differently. Last time I chose not to believe Gretel, but this time I'm going to say yes. As much as I wanted to have faith in the rest of my family, I didn't want to believe that Gretel was lying to me either.
I don't really care if you believe me or not. I'm not taking orders from anyone. I'm going to do exactly what I want.
I was now alone in the main room. After that argument, Gretel claimed he was tired and locked himself up in the bathroom. The sound of running water echoed through the silent cabin. So much for that, I guess. I let out a sigh. Gretel had extinguished the fire himself. For the time being, there was still enough residual heat to keep me warm, but eventually it would fade. As I approached the stove, I could smell the burnt ash. I crawled into bed and curled up into a ball under the blankets. I didn't feel like doing anything anymore. Perhaps I was more exhausted than I realized. As the seconds ticked by, my eyelids grew heavier and heavier. Unable to resist, my mind slowly drifted into the darkness. Okay. And then? Huh. Okay, well that was the scene variation. So, now that that's done, we'll just load our actual save file we need, which is this one. So, yeah, bad ending number 1's gonna start off pretty spicy. It's fairly far into the route as well. So this is when we had, like, the whole flashback thing, and then we come back, and, we told him not to eat us, quotation marks. And now we are, so hold on to your hats, everyone, because we're starting off strong here. Please, just devour me. I had spoken the forbidden words. From the bottom of my heart, I wanted his love.
Sister!
Whoa! Now we get the kiss, eh? Alright. We only get forbidden kiss on bad endings. Is he grabbing her butt? Is this butt grabbage I'm seeing here? Alright. He pushed me down and kissed me hungrily. His arm slid around my waist, and I felt his hot breath against my neck. Then the ribbon binding my wrist came undone, and I wrapped my arms around him. Well, that was convenient timing. As our fingers and legs and tongues intertwined, I could taste the sweet sugar.
Sister, you're so delectable. I've been wanting to have you for so long. And you wanted me to have you too, right?
Yeah. I wanted him just like he wanted me. And as he consumed me, I consumed him back. Bad ending. Are we burning? I awoke to a crackling sound and a weird burnt smell. Gretel? Gretel had vanished. Smoke poured in through the gaps in the walls. Gretel? Gretel? Frightened, I called for Gretel, but he was nowhere to be seen. Hello.
He's not coming back, you know.
It's you.
He has thrown himself into the flames. He told you he didn't want to devour you, but you thought only of your own pleasure, so you devoured him. He must have been so happy to make love to you. I imagine it was quite emotional. But when he awoke, the despair set in. After all, by establishing that physical connection, he had severed your emotional connection. And you were the one who encouraged him to do it. You pushed him in and shut the door behind him. And now I shall do the same for you.
Alright. I mean, you know, if you're gonna go, if you're gonna go out like that, that's not a bad way to go. I kind of figured that was what was gonna happen, but I wasn't expecting the wizard to throw us into the fire. I actually was expecting Gretel to do that. Because when I was playing through the game, like, for the good ending, I was starting to think the stove wasn't going to come into play at all, and it was going to be only in the bad endings that there was going to be burning involved, but that didn't end up being the case. So I did theorize at one point, even though I didn't say, I did theorize that with this bad ending, that Gretel was gonna, like, give in and then realize, you know, crap, give in to despair, and then burn the witch by throwing Eureka into the stove. Instead, he, I guess, killed himself. And then the wizard's like, well, your turn. But hey, we got our kiss CG, so yay! I'll still count that as a win. Right? Right. Alright. And with that, on to bad ending number 2. See you there, guys.